In order to upload your translation, you need to be logged into the platform. In case you're not registered as a user, don't be worried. I will briefly show you how to register. It's a very simple process. After that, I will show you how to upload your translation. The registration process starts with clicking on the register button up here. After doing so, you have three options to register with Cafe House. One is to use your Facebook credentials. The second one is to use your Twitter credentials. And the third one is to directly use your directly create an account with Cafe House. It's important to note that if you register with your Facebook credentials or with your Twitter credentials, you will always have to access the platform with those credentials. This means when you log into the platform anytime, you will need to use Facebook or Twitter, whatever you chose. It's rather straightforward. You click on this button for Facebook, the F button, and here you now can use your Facebook credentials. We don't store any of these credentials. It's very important. We don't know your password. We don't know your Facebook password. We get none of this information. In fact, this window here is served by the Facebook server. We don't even see this window within the platform. So what happens here is you use your credentials, Facebook validates those credentials and gives us basically a token that just says this password is true or false, and then you're registered with Cafe House, and you can continue and work with the platform. The same is with Twitter. Again, important to note, if you register with Cafe House through your Facebook or your Twitter credentials, you will always have to use that same access path. Just because there's a little bit of confusion every now and then. That's a very important point here. The next possible way for you to create an account is to directly create an account with Cafe House. I'll just show you that here. You click on create user. You choose a random username. I just call it test user. It's important that you remember what that username is because you will need it for signing in later. You need a valid email address. That address has to be valid because once you register, you will have to verify that you actually want to register. Then choose a password, and finally a username. A name. Now the name is very important because that is exactly the name that will show on the platform when you upload a translation. So I will just call myself test user. You can upload an image if you want. You can show interest if you're interested in books or readings, genres, language. All these additional fields help us to match you with other users and specific content. Once you're done, you click on create an account. If you want, you can read our results on FAQ, and of course info@cafehouse.com if there's any questions. Now that's a very straightforward process. Once you're registered, you will need to log in. So I will click on the login button. Here again, you can see Facebook and Twitter. Again, if you're registered with Facebook or Twitter, then you will need to use this path every time you access the platform. I just use my test user here and log that test user in. Yes, I'll leave that page. And now you can see that I'm logged in. The registration button has disappeared. I have a logout button as an option. And I will click on the Carta up here, which gives me an overview of the content on the site. And here I will now click on Dream Song 14 by John Berryman, and you can see that there's no translation yet. On the right hand side, you can see this has no translation, and so forth, blah, 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 yada, yada. To upload your translation, all you need to do is click on the plus button. Once you click on the plus button, you state your name. It's very important because, again, that name appears. You state the language, the target language that you translated in. Let's say this is German. Here say, das ist eine Übersetzung, and you can choose a file, so you can send us any file format in PDF, Word, anything that is common to open and to use, any further comments, and then you submit the translation. And you will see your translation has been sent successfully. Thank you. Now it's important that this transmission has to be checked by the Cafe House team. So this type of translation upload goes into the database, we open it, we check if it's valid, if it's fine, and then we promote it to the website. It's a very straightforward process. We get an email, we can immediately check it, and it will go online and you will be notified. As you can see, it has not gone online yet. Now, there's a second way of doing this, which we call the trusted translator. If you're interested in becoming a trusted translator, you just send us an email at info@coffeehouse.com. It basically means that you can directly upload your translation and it will immediately be visible on the website. So I'm just going to log out this test user, and I'm going to log in again with my name. And I will do exactly the same. I will go to Carter. I will go to Greentown 14. And now I will click on the plus. And I have a slightly different options. This is because I'm a trusted translator. I can click a box if I want to say that this is not my translation, because the system will now take my name that I use in the registration. So this is my translation. I don't have to take the box. I can lock the translation, which I will do in this case. This means that nobody else can edit this translation. The process here is pretty easy. You can lock your translation or unlock it. If you keep it unlocked, other people can edit your translation, which means we get a crowdsourced situation and move towards a more, how should I say, a more connected version of the translation. In this case, I want to lock my translation. The target language is German. Again, here in the text window, I say, das ist eine Übersetzung. And all I do then is submit the translation, and the translation is directly on the website. You can see the source language is in English, and the target language is now Deutsch German by Kevin Keudel, which is me. And once there's more translations here on the target side, these translations can be flipped, and you will appear by name. I can edit this translation because I'm the owner of the translation, so I just have to click on the pen, and I can edit this translation afterwards and resubmit at any time. That's basically it. After you posted your translation, please share your translation, promote your translation. Your name is on the site. We use search engine optimization, so we use keywords, so you will be discoverable. You can use this as promotion, and please reach out to us if you have any problems. Email either me, Kevin, at coffeehouse.com, or info@coffeehouse.com, and we're very much looking forward to your submission on the system. Thank you very much.